Hello, Brother Monroe here. Welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, and I am back live on Twitch. Hooray! And you might hear me interacting with the wonderful people in the Twitch chat. Start off with today. I had an idea for a light cruiser build for the British, and I want to see if it's any good. So we're going to go up against a destroyer squadron led by a light cruiser from Germany. Now, basically, what I saw was that these towers, which take up so much space on the... Actually, could I do this with the medium one? I think I can. Yeah, I'm going to go for the medium-sized one. The 8,000-ish tons. Yeah, there we go. Lovely stuff. So, this is going to be a very long range. Diesel oils. 39 basically means you get one thick funnel. And let's go with balance boilers. How fast can you go on balance boilers? You could probably go pretty fast. 36 knots. That seems about right. Okay, now my idea for this was basically that 4-inch guns, you can get a pretty hefty main armament of 4-inch guns on this ship. Like that. That is quite a lot of 4-inch gun firepower. You can't do it with 5s, sadly, so you can't make like a British, was it the Atlanta class? But I just have a feeling that this might be an interesting way to go. Obviously, we'll bring a couple torpedo launchers because you want your light cruiser to have some threat against larger ships. I just think this might be an interesting way to go, really, to go about building a light cruiser. I want to test it out. So, let us build out the rest of the ship. It's already pretty balanced. We'll definitely get these things. Explosive-wise, this is primarily designed to sink enemy destroyers and use its torpedoes against anything bigger. So I think I'm actually going to go for high TNT. I could go for Lyddite. I'm going to go for high TNT today, just so it's got that. Oh, really? It's got that general purpose kind of version. And if you come up against a lightly armed, or armoured rather, light cruiser, it might be able to destroy that too. Autoloaders, of course. I'm going to go for the electro-hydro turrets. We've got a 1% flash fire chance currently. 0%. What about the super heavy shells? 1%. I can live with that. That's nice. We want radar. We want rangefinder. Probably want sonar as well. Would we have sonar? Hydrophone's fine. I'm going to slow it down a little bit. I'm going to keep the balance boilers though. Or am I? Go with induced because they're lighter. Down to say 33 knots. Could you do that on naturals? No. Okay. Because I kind of want reinforced bulkheads, and yeah, tell you what, we're going to slow it down a little bit more. I don't want to go less than 30 knots though. Thanks for the hydrate. Anti-flooding system, it's not as important on a ship like this. Maybe go anti-flood 1. Yeah, anti-flood 1. And we can get a little bit more armour. So, can we get all the way up to a 6-inch belt? Yeah, we could, but again, we're struggling for weight. And I haven't done anything with the torpedoes. So, let's go for a 4-2. Torpedoes. Actually, I'm trying to think. So, really? If this is mostly for dealing with destroyers and tangling with destroyers and getting rid of them, what kind of torpedoes? This is not something that can dart in against a big ship. So, I kind of want long-ranged, sneaky torpedoes. So, these two combined, 18-inch oxygens might be a bit of an unusual choice, but these things would be very hard to detect. Torpedo visibility -48. What about if I go electrics? -80, but then they only have a 12-kilometer range. Yeah, there's a cooldown on it on the hydrate option. Sunless. Range 12. That's still quite close. What do you think, chat? Go for the 12-kilometer range and -80% visibility, or 21-kilometer range -50%. I think I'm going to go for the long range, so this thing can engage outside of the kind of gun range of big ships. Let's see if that's effective. Obviously, there are no big ships in this scenario, but I think overall that would be what you would want. Right. You get 2-inch deck with a 1-inch extended. Yeah, we can. 4 on the turret. No, not quite. I can have to shave a bit off the deck armor. So, not the best armor in the world, but it's enough to keep destroyer fire out for the most part, I think. Let's see how she does. We do have a little bit of an halfway offset, which is good because I can actually push this forward a little bit. There we go. Perfectly balanced. The Orion. Right, let's try her out. Yeah, tend to get blown away if you try and get close. I know, it's you can do it with the destroyers sometimes, but to do it with a light cruiser is very difficult. So I've gone for these pretty stealthy torpedoes. I think for a light cruiser that gives it kind of standoff capability against capital ships, because we've got 4 of these each side with a reload, and that's a quick reload as well for a torpedo, 390 seconds. So, alright, see if we can find the enemy. Oh, yeah, we can. We have an enemy light cruiser, much scarier than us. Great. Well, this is definitely going to be a test. A test and a half. Right. So whether when and if they torp us, I'm going to have to watch out for. They have, 12-kilometer torps and destroyers 15s. Great. Means if I want to engage them with my kind of 10-kilometer range, I'm going to have to get into their torpedo range. But that's kind of what the ship is built to do. Hello there, Suit Banter. You want to point out that this will not go so well. Yeah, enemy brought some pretty nasty stuff. This is a $22.8 million light cruiser, by the way. they're pointing their torpedoes my way. I'll give them a minute. See if we can induce them to fire them early. Here we go. I don't mind them firing the torpedoes at me so much. If we've got that much of a lead on them, I can see them pretty far out. This thing's pretty maneuverable. 373 turning circle at full speed. I just like the idea of this style of light cruiser. More of a screening ship designed to work with big ships rather than a solo operator, which is how a lot of them are designed. Or were historically, I mean. Still no IDs on any of the enemy ships. Right, reacquire the target, please. Thank you. Yeah, AA light cruiser, absolutely. Yeah, very much based on that kind of concept. But these 4-inch guns should make quick work of enemy destroyers. Just fire HE, would you? Now, we've got some IDs. So, oh, they fired their torpedoes. Or they just fired their torpedoes, one of the two. Yeah. V1 is on a reload, though. Right, let's turn. Maximum bulkheads, they're going to be tough to put down. And they're 4.6 million each. They're pretty cheap. No armor. Yeah, very, very cheap things. And then we have the Rostock, which is about the same cost as us. Interesting. 6. And 6-inch guns, bunch of torpedoes. Minimum bulkheads. Okay. Interesting. You see if you can hit the V1 before she gets a chance to fire her torpedoes. That would be smashing. Do 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 do. Des Moines. I'm not familiar with the Des Moines. Oh, hello. What kind of sonar does this thing have? Sonar 2. Okay. Some good damage on the V1 there. Oh yeah, the AI always has some weakness. It's unusual that it builds a really nice balanced ship. It does sometimes, but maximum bulkhead destroyers should never be discounted. They are always a pain to deal with. However, they don't have a lot in the way of torpedoes. In fact, I think they're all out of torpedoes, those destroyers, so that's good news for me. It's just the light cruiser. Oh yeah, the AI, you're right about that, Super Panther. The AI has come a long, long, long way from what it used to be. No more underwater guns, although that was a fun bug. Basically just trying to get rid of torpedo spotters at this point. They are a lot faster than I am, though. Their light cruiser, though, is not. Interestingly. Another hit on the V1. Yeah, I did try and make a super duper firing Atlanta style, but can't do it. Well, you can, but it's not a true super firer with this hull. Yeah, the AI ship design's a lot better than it used to be. Oh, they have fired their torpedoes. Good, good. See if we can get them to dump all of their torpedoes in the water ineffectually. Right, they fired their single one at us. I think that, I mean, the cruiser's the bigger threat anyway, so might as well try and... Oh, took a hit there. Try and damage her as best we can. Yes, I know I have smoke. Do do do. There you go. What's her armor like? Oh, bad. We can go through that. Yeah, she just fired another torpedo. She carry increased torpedoes? Yeah, she does. That's annoying. Although, should we try out our own? Yeah, fired a few. Turn them off again. I don't think that'll hit, but I'm interested to see how good that idea is against a ship that shouldn't have too many problems detecting torpedoes. Oh, I just wish the guns wouldn't do that target lock bug. That is one thing I really wish they would fix, is how you can end up locked out. You kidding me? Oh, no, they've detected them now. And are turning away. But I see what I mean by I think that would be effective against... I think that would be effective against a larger ship that can't turn that well. Yeah, exactly. I think in the bigger fleet battles, we're going to see tactics like sending a ship like this out to basically cause all of the destroyers to fire their torpedoes and miss. I think that might actually prove to be a sneaky little tactic you can pull. Not against a human player, because a human player, of course, will realise what you're up to and turn off the what am I calling it? Turn off their torpedoes. But the AI isn't that smart. Let's see if we can get them with a starboard torpedo battery. Couple of torpedoes out. And the second pair? Not firing for some reason. That one's not turning. It's a bit weird. Pretty sure I put them in a normal place. That has to hit. Yeah, this thing can turn really, really easily. And it's got reasonable detection. Whoa! Don't get cute with me, mate. Two can play that game. So we're having the electro-hydro turrets does come in handy. Ooh, rudder damaged. Try and make use of that while we can. Poke in some holes with the 4-inch guns. Oh, hello. What kind of propellant are you using? Tube powder. Wow. Okay. But minimum bulkheads and down she goes. There we go. 4-inch guns doing the work. Okay. Well, it's just mopping up these destroyers then. Shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, updated targeting for the AI with its torpedoes would be pretty interesting. Like if they really think about how they're going to use them. I know nothing about coding AIs, so I have no idea if that's even possible. Yeah, the destroyers are pretty much out. I mean, they do have a single triple 4-inch gun, but that's not much compared to this ship, which can put out an awful lot of firepower. There we go. Let's go and find the next one. Don't know if they're just running away, or... Nope, V3's trying to... Nope, they're coming back, try and finish me off with the guns. Not their best plan, I have to be honest. How is it above 80% structural integrity? Good question, Soup Banter. So, so far, the Orion has taken 56 hits, 10 blocked, so they'll do no damage. 23 ricocheted, no damage again. 13 partial pens, an overpen against, I think, the funnel, and 9 penetrating hits, which will all be in the 6-inch guns. 24 hits from those 6-inch guns we've taken. But yeah, it's got a reasonable amount of armor. It's not great, but it's enough to kind of deflect shells and things. And the 4-inch guns on those destroyers really not particularly impressive. Yeah, putting just loads of secondary guns in here. Yeah, definitely doable. But I did want a kind of ship that I would maybe see myself building in the campaign. And I can see this kind of thing being reasonably effective. Certainly able to take on an enemy destroyer squadron with a cruiser leading it, which is pretty decent. I mean, I did get lucky that these destroyers aren't great. I'll be honest. 4.6 million for a destroyer is pretty pathetic. But basically just driving up to them and turning them into scrap. And these are maximum bulkhead destroyers, so they don't die particularly easily or quickly, but yeah. This would have been more effective with the Lyddite shells against the destroyers, but the high TNT proved its worth against the light cruiser. Exactly, Alerik, a nice escort for a battleship. Exactly how I was thinking of this kind of ship. It's fast enough to keep up with a fast battleship. It's got the very long range, so it's got a lot of endurance, and can deal with light ships that try and attack your precious battleships. And the V3 should go down pretty quick. Yep, there we go. Well, there we go. Interesting concept that I kind of came across when I was fiddling around with various hulls and stuff, and yeah, it definitely works. So if you want a not very expensive at 22 million, that's pretty decent for a light cruiser. 22 million, well, 23, I guess, rounded up. That's pretty capable, pretty well rounded, unless you do that. There you go. Feel free to copy. Quite a nice little ship. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that one, those of you on YouTube. Those of you on Twitch, we're going to go and do some user scenarios. But thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for some more Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. Bye-bye.